Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a love message from your person. I'm going to be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get a clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Okay. Wow, so the first message we have here is, I wish you didn't know this. So this energy does feel a bit emotional, okay? This is a masculine energy that has kind of always had to assume a position of control when it comes to you. Specifically emotional control. And they may easily display this in how they engage you. So in their action, their speech, and even their nonverbal communication. And they may think that they're being discreet and behaving this way, but to you, Divine Feminine, I'm getting that it comes across extremely obvious. It's almost as if they can't really hide it, even if they wanted to. Honestly, this masculine's energy is coming through as someone who may be very guarded emotionally, or someone who may kind of pride themselves on having a very stoic approach to life. And Divine Feminine, you may not know this, but there's something about your energy that they read from early on, where they kind of immediately made this assessment of you. Now, I don't know if this was an accurate assessment or not, but whatever they gathered made them feel as if navigating your connection in this way was the best option for them. So for some reason, they feel like it's safer for them to assume this position in your connection. And this is based solely on you and how you carry yourself. But what's being highlighted at this time is that you know something about your person. And whatever this is, they're currently wishing that you didn't know this. So maybe this is something that they told you in confidence. For some of you, depending on how energetically bonded you are, you may have intuitively picked up on this information. But your person is deeply worried about what you will do with it, okay? So I'm getting that this is something about themselves, and actually something that they may have shared with you in the past or in a moment of intimate exchange, okay? This could be either physically or verbally. But now they're wondering if they should have even shared this with you at all, okay? Something about the timing here is significant as well. So for some reason, they feel like you knowing this about them at this stage of your connection changes the dynamic in a drastic way. I just got power. So they may feel as if this is affecting the dynamic, or that this sort of puts you in a position of power. Because it keeps coming back to they don't know what you will do or how you will move forward with this information, whatever this information is. Okay, so if you're wondering how your person is feeling, this is giving you a look into their mental process at this time. They may definitely feel a little uneasy, maybe even a bit on edge. And this is as a result of you having deeper access than they feel comfortable with at this time. So, yeah, if this is something they verbalize to you, they're wishing that they can kind of take it back for some reason. And this is because of where they are right now mentally, okay? Their energy is coming through a little scattered, maybe even a little bit emotional. Something about this feels a little bit unpredictable as well. So whether you know it or not, Divine Feminine, you definitely have this masculine in their head about you right now. So much so that they may be kind of replaying certain conversations over and over. They could be thinking about an isolated situation here. They're also kind of worried about how you view them in this moment, okay, according to this information, according to something that they shared with you, okay? or something that you may have intuitively picked up through their actions. Okay. So let's get the next message here. So the next message we have here is, you wouldn't understand. Okay. Divine Feminine, you may not be aware of this, but this masculine is actually going through something very personal right now. And this is affecting them. And because it's affecting them, it's actually indirectly kind of spilling over into your connection. So depending on how bonded you are with your person, you may definitely feel that something is kind of concerning them. I just got gut feeling. So you may actually feel their energy coming through physically at this time. There could be moments where you feel physical sensations, maybe butterflies in your stomach, maybe you feel an upset stomach here. There's something that's happening and you know it's connected to your person, okay? Because it instantly makes you think about them in the moment that it happens, okay? But this is something that they feel is very, very private. So they may be responding to you in an adverse way. They may be very hot and cold in their communication and their action. And this may really have you on edge at this time, Divine Feminine. I'm picking up on a feminine energy who has practiced a great deal of patience with this person. But you're currently at a place right now where you feel like you need more. And there's a focus on your person's actions, but also the mental connection that you share as well is very important to you at this stage. There are moments when this masculine may make you feel very emotionally impulsive because of their actions or their inaction. It kind of forces you into this position where you have to assert yourself in ways that you feel like you shouldn't have. So you may be put in situations often where you have to initiate communication or other forms of expression. And in this way, you feel like you're overcompensating in your connection. And this is something that never has really set right with you, Divine Feminine. And what's being highlighted here is your person wants you to know that this doesn't sit right with them either. Yeah, I'm getting clearly that your person wants you to know that this is not something they're doing intentionally. There's a lot of things that they want to express to you, okay? I feel like this masculine may keep a lot of things stuffed down because there's a lot of like emotion that I'm feeling with this card here. So they may practice a great deal of constraint when it comes to you. But what's being highlighted here is that in the recent past, there was an isolated situation where a new side of your person was introduced to you. And the way the energy is coming through is like this version of them or whatever you saw was radically different from what you're used to. And this is why they may feel like you wouldn't understand what they're going through emotionally at this time, because they feel like you are the one who kind of initiated them into this process. And they don't really understand how you were able to do this. But the way in which you were able to get this amount of access to them is what has them feeling very emotionally exposed at this time, okay? So this could be tied to how they really feel about you beneath the surface. And the way the energy is coming through, it may be very different from what they were showing you or telling you. There is a sort of restrictive energy coming through here as well. So I do feel like this is something they didn't want you to know at this time, meaning that maybe they were planning to open up about this at a later date, but this may have just been exposed organically, okay? And it has them feeling a range of emotions at this time. So if your person is showing up a little guarded or maybe even overly expressive, almost as if they're trying to kind of gauge where you are mentally and emotionally, they want to know how you view them and how this emotional exposure is currently being received, okay? So this is something that may be very, very new to them, because this is a masculine who's very closed off emotionally, okay? Or they kind of intended to show up in this way. This was very intentional type of energy. But what's sticking out here is that they were not aware of just how much you would affect them. So the way that they respond to you may be a little hot and cold, okay, as they navigate through these emotions, because it's almost like they're having a hard time getting used to this side of them as well, okay, this side of themselves as well. Yeah, there's very, very emotional energy here. Let's get the next message. Wow. So the next message we have is, you should have warned me. Okay, so if you're resonating with this message so far, this masculine is extremely confused by your energy. So much so that they wish you would have come with a warning sign, Divine Feminine. I'm picking up on a feminine that has very delicate energy, meaning that everything you do has like an undertone of intimacy with it. And this is a quality that makes your energy linger. There's something very magical about you, and it comes very naturally to you as well. And you're at this stage of your life where you're really beginning to awaken to this side of you. But what's interesting is that your person is too. And they're feeling the effects of this in a very real way. There are aspects of yourself that you're learning, and you may notice that you only feel this way with your masculine. And this is because they're the only person who has energetic access to you in this way. And they now feel this way about you too. So this is a connection where you both are always engaging in this sort of balancing act with one another. And when you're not in sync, it's very triggering, especially to them, because they kind of try hard not to lean into these intense emotions that they feel. So where they are right now, they feel your energy very, very intensely, but in a way that's kind of helping them to explore emotions that may have been lying dormant for a very long time. And this is why they have moments where they secretly wish you didn't have access to them in this way. And this is only because this is like the most private part of themselves and the most sacred. So they want you to know that you don't fully understand your power, Divine Feminine, and how just being in your presence or simply knowing you or experiencing your energy has opened them up in ways that they were not planning on. This is a masculine who felt like they were going to control just how much they showed you. And because your energy is very nurturing, okay, I'm picking up on very nurturing, very understanding, delicate, feminine energy here. Maybe you even went along with this, okay? Maybe you sat back and allowed them to kind of take the lead in this connection, but they had no idea that your energy could do what it's doing to them right now. So in the most delicate way possible, you were kind of able to peel back layers that were keeping them from fully experiencing all that your connection had to offer. And they're feeling a range of emotions at this time, like very, very intense emotion. What's interesting about this connection coming through is that you may have moments where you feel very triggered by one another, but it's almost as if these moments are divinely orchestrated for you to actually heal one another. So Divine Feminine, in those moments where you may feel these physical reactions to your masculine so strongly that it makes you want to act and you ignore this, you may often wonder if you're kind of going against your internal awareness, or if there's something being communicated to you that you fully don't understand. But when this happens, I'm getting that this may be an impulsive urge to do or say something that your soul is really, really calling you to express to your person in that moment. So what's interesting is that there may be underlying energy of fear that you both are kind of healing within one another. But the way this is happening is very different for the both of you. This is a masculine who definitely came into this connection with a blocked heart chakra, kind of wanting to glaze over certain things or not fully engage from their heart space. And they justified this by telling themselves or assuming that you wouldn't understand them, or you wouldn't understand their plight, or why they handle their emotions in this way. And this could also be something that they're a little bit ashamed of as well, because they feel like they should kind of be further ahead in this process. But you definitely have an effect on them in this way, Divine Feminine. They knew that you were different, but the way you assert yourself is unlike anything they have ever experienced. And they know this to be true because every single wall that they've kind of tried to keep up against you has fallen completely. So when they sit back and think of you, they kind of shake their heads. They kind of shake their heads to themselves, wishing that you would have kind of came with a warning sign, because they were not ready for you or how you directly affect them. Okay, emotionally, mentally, just on every single level. Let's get the next message here. The next message is, be honest with me. Okay. Yeah, so something very interesting is taking place in your connection right now. I feel like this is a direct message from your higher selves. You both are currently seeking more at this time. So there's been growth on both ends, but maybe you haven't shared this part of yourselves with one another. And now is the time for you to merge these parts of yourselves. It's almost as if you both are being introduced to different sides of one another, or this is something that will take place very soon. Your souls are seeking a more authentic experience. This is a connection where there is so much love, respect, and chemistry here. But this is a moment where you both are craving a lot more depth. There are parts of one another that you really, really want to experience. And so your energies are naturally balancing things out so that you can align in this way. But this may not be a comfortable time, because things are also clearing out that no longer serve you at this stage of your connection. So you may naturally be at this place where you feel like you're not quite where you started, but you also feel like things within your current dynamic need to shift in order for both of you to have a full experience with one another. This energy is coming through very, very mutual, also very reciprocal energy here, where you both kind of desire to get a closer look at one another, or to see the world through one another's eyes, okay? Because you may have been reading each other wrong. And due to something spilling over into your connection, or directly affecting how you connect with one another, whatever energy this is being cleared at this time. This is really beautiful energy coming through. So this is definitely a deeper level of intimacy that's taking place in your connection. And your masculine was resisting this simply out of fear, or feeling as if there had to be a certain timeline for this type of intimate exchange. So while they came in feeling as if they were in total control of this, they now know that they are not in control. They know that God is in control. So all the areas in which they were guarded in the past have been exposed to you, Divine Feminine. And this is tied to their emotion, their thoughts, their actions. And this is not an easy process for them. But there is light energy coming through here, so they definitely feel a sense of relief now that all of this heaviness is kind of rising to the surface, okay? So yeah, there's a lot of emotions, you know, that your person has wanted to express to you. And I feel like you can definitely pick up on this energy as well, okay? Let's get the next message here. The next message we have here is, you have my attention. Wow. So whether they have verbalized this to you or not, you have their full attention. Depending on where you are on your journey, they may be expressing this through action. You maybe can pick up on them drawing really close to you at this time. There's been a huge weight lifted off your person's shoulders. And because you both share a chakra system, you may feel this lightness in your energy as well, Divine Feminine. So there's a focus on their heart chakra healing. And this is happening in a way that is making your connection feel really effortless to your masculine. And that's truly how it should be. Although there are moments where you kind of experience growing pains in love, when you come out on the other side, it's so much more blissful and enjoyable for one another. This masculine is learning the art of vulnerability. And this is not easy to them at all, but they know that this connection is constantly evolving. This is not a connection where you come into it and, you know, as time goes by, things just continue to stay the same. This is one that challenges them in a way that they have never felt before. So they may even be looking back just to see how far they've come on their own personal development journey. And it's truly amazing to them. They're also noticing that ever since they align with you, they've been experiencing massive growth in the areas that pertain to connection and how they love and how they show up, okay? If this is resonating with you, you possess very magical, transformative energy, Divine Feminine, where you literally heal others simply by healing yourself. You have this type of energy that lingers and really has the ability to change people from the inside out. And this quality of yours has your masculine's full attention at this time. They may not say this to you. They may not have verbalized this to you, but this is definitely something that they deeply admire. This is an element to you that they are now aware of. And also one that they seek to experience on a more intimate level, okay? Wow. Speaking of intimacy, okay, this just came through clearly. Your person may be pulling on you sexually at this time as well. That may be specific, but you may get these feelings randomly as well, Divine Feminine, or really intensely at night. And there's a focus here on physical sensations as well. So they may be sending you intense energy at this time. But if you do feel this, your masculine is pulling on you and kind of in an effort to have this full experience with you, okay? There's something very sacred about this though. So they may be seeking to physically merge with you, like literally your heart chakra to their heart chakra, okay? Yeah, this energy is very, very intense. I feel like your person is clearing a lot of heaviness that they carried into this connection, and you may have intuitively picked up on this, but the way that you kind of stepped back and allowed your person to kind of find their own way really, really has them intrigued, okay? You don't have to do much. This is a feminine energy that does not have to do much at all. Your energy alone can literally move mountains, and that's definitely what's happening within this connection, okay? And so while they may have come into this feeling like, wow, you know, I wish you didn't know, you know, how much I felt for you. I wish you didn't know all of this information here. Feeling like you wouldn't understand maybe things that they have carried, things that they have been through emotionally here. It's kind of like your person is having a major change of heart, okay? Where their soul is wanting to experience something way more authentic at this stage of their journey. They're no longer able to kind of linger in this energy that's not conducive for their growth or for the growth of your connection here. So yeah, as they go through these changes, they definitely may be showing up a little bit differently either pulling back a little bit or pulling really, really close to you. But you definitely may pick up on this intuitively, Divine Feminine. Let's get the last message here. Wow, confirmation. The last message we have is follow your heart. Yes. Yeah, they definitely feel as if they're being guided in this connection, because this masculine came in seeking something more intimate and something more soul driven. This is a connection that may have felt very impulsive from the very beginning, meaning that you both may have felt very intense emotions coming from the heart space, but you questioned it or you second guessed it. And because they felt this way, they tried to justify it with logic. So they had this whole plan on how this should have unfolded. Or maybe they just lived their lives this way naturally, okay? Just really navigating situations, not fully opening up, not fully, you know, really engaging or getting to just really this deep place of intimacy, okay? But deep down, they really wanted to have a full experience in love, but they never really aligned with the person that their heart responded to in the way that it responds to you, Divine Feminine. So there's often this misconception that masculine energy doesn't really care about being in love, but this is very wrong. They absolutely want this, but they seek a full experience with someone that they feel they can give complete emotional access to. So I believe that when the masculine energy finally aligns with the person, they know, like every ounce of them knows, you know, that it's them. But they may try to approach this in ways that they have approached other connections in the past, but they quickly find out that in order for them to have this full experience, they must fully open themselves as well. So now they know when they allow their hearts to lead, it kind of always guides them to the right place and to the right person. They also know that there's only one person who's opened them up emotionally in this way, and that person is you, Divine Feminine. So this is very, very beautiful energy here, okay? I feel like you are also a feminine energy who completely caught this masculine off guard, okay? So much so that they felt like you should have come with a warning sign. That whatever preconceived notions or whatever they were carrying with them that they allowed to spill over into your connection here, that, you know, they weren't going to be able to navigate this connection in the way that they were in the past here, okay? So they have definitely awakened to this fact. But I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm hosting a giveaway for the entire month of December. If you would like to enter for a free personal reading, you can find all that information in the description box below, okay? Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.